Today I'm talking with Marsha Bailey. Marsha is a seasoned realtor licensed in North and South Carolina. How you doing today, Marsha?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I think it's time for an update on real estate trends.
Mhm.
I know that the Federal Reserve had lowered the interest rate a little bit,
Mhm.
but I want to know how is that impacting you? Are you selling more houses? Just what's going on in real estate?
Okay. So first, I want to say thank you for having me. I am
Well,
Marsha Bailey-Woodard, licensed in South and North Carolina, in the Columbia, South Carolina area, Myrtle Beach, and Charlotte, North Carolina areas. But what's going on right now is the rates, will go up and down. The last few weeks was going up and down. And so I have been seeing a lot of buyers coming into the market, trying to get approved and trying to look for homes. So a lot of buyers are trying to take advantage of the rates. But because of the instability, one week it's up, next week it's down. So they're trying to gauge on when is the best time to go in.
so when is the best time to go in? Does it really matter that, the interest rate is fluctuating?
So the best time to go in is now. It's always going to
It's
be
always
now. So, I mean, a lot of times when they'll go in now and then really they don't lock their interest rates until they get closer to closing, until they find a property and they get closer to closing. So the best time is always to go in now because if you wait today and then, in a couple weeks later, it's going to be higher, you know what I mean? Or it could be lower, but it's always the best time to go in is now.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So on average, how long does it take from initially finding a client? Well, I
Mhm.
shouldn't say find a client, but initially from a buyer, from
Mhm.
the initial stage to closing, what is the average time, to basically to service a client who is serious about buying and is qualified
Mhm.
or pre-qualified?
So average time, I would say give it about 3 months. And that's from the first time when you start speaking about buying a house to getting
Mhm.
pre-qualified to finding the perfect property for you to go to closing, to go on the contract and then go to closing. I would say about 3 months. So usually as soon as you get on the contract, it's you close in about 30 to 45 days after, right? So the first half of that, which is the first 45 days, it would be you basically getting pre-approved and looking for the right fit, the right home. So
Mhm.
average from the beginning of the stage to the end, about 3 months.
Okay. Well, do they still have a lot of those first owners, buyers incentives like they had before Trump came into office? Do they still have those programs?
Yes, so South Carolina does have the first time home buyer program that gives them, I think it's $8,000 or $10,000. You have to
Mhm.
stay in the house for about 5 years at least without having to pay it back, but that's always available. And right now, South Carolina has a program that starts on Monday actually called Palmetto Heroes. It basically is for the firefighters, police, military, teachers, nurses, doctors, all those occupations that are our heroes in the community, they
Mhm.
give them $10,000 for its closing costs. And that
Really?
starts, yes, and that starts Monday. Mhm.
And is that regardless of your income?
So there is an income cap, but so doctors probably won't, but it'll be like the ones who are like, CNAs,
Right.
LPNs, teachers, um, police officers, who don't make the doctor income.
So it's mainly your public servants,
Yes,
you
that is
say.
correct. Yes.
Okay. What about investors that might be a firefighter in the military? Is this open for investors? Is $10,000 incentive, or is this just for home ownership? Same
For
thing.
home ownership, yes, it's for home ownership. So not investors, because you are required to live in the house, it
Mhm.
being your principal residence. So it won't be available for investors, no.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's interesting.
Hmm.
Do you find that there are more housing availability, or should I say more buyers in the Charlotte area opposed to Columbia, South Carolina? Because I'm just skipping all the other little places.
Right, right, right.
Hmm.
I think it's about the same. It's about the same. Because there's a lot of people in the Columbia area that's looking for housing, and a lot of
Hmm.
people in the Charlotte area looking for housing. There's a price difference. So the price, like the average price in Columbia area is like 250,000, where the average price in Charlotte is like 400,000. So there is that, that big price difference, but it's about the same people looking for houses. Yeah. It's a
So what
big
is that
demand.
about? 3 bedrooms and 2 baths,
Three
or
bedroom, two
that about?
baths. Yep. hmm
Okay, I guess that's not bad.
hmm
So
And
have houses.
Charlotte is a growing city. So a lot of businesses are coming into Charlotte. So of course it's going to have a higher demand of, people moving in.
Okay,
hmm
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So tell me, has the housing market, has the prices increased, the homes, has the prices increased, substantially in the past, I would say 3 years?
Yes. Yes. So they are definitely going up. So at one point it was a little steady, but it's still steady from COVID era, right? Because in COVID era, people were paying more than what it
Mhm.
was worth, right? Because the interest rates were super low. And so
Mhm.
everybody was in the market trying to buy a house. So people overpaid then, but then it kind of after those years, it kind of steadied out, whereas some people may be underwater, some not. But in certain areas, the value of the homes are going higher. Yes.
Okay. And just a little bit, just a tidbit.
Mhm,
I know that up in Congress, they have a bill that's floating the housing, I guess it's called a housing affordability
mhm,
bill.
mhm,
That
mhm,
probably not is the proper name, but it's
mhm,
basically
mhm.
they're touting as that.
Right.
How will that, if that bill passed, how would that affect buyers and realtors?
So honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it will affect the buyers as far as like preventing, big corporations from buying properties, because we do have an inventory issue, right?
Mhm.
But I think more than inventory issue, we have an affordability issue. So if these corporations come and buy up the properties, it at the end of the day, it really is not going to matter because, or if they don't buy the properties, it really won't matter because the buyers and renters aren't able to afford it anyways, right? So we have more of affordability issue than more than these corporations coming in and buying up everything. And then a lot of times these corporations are bypassing that by building for rent, right? So they'll build communities, some single family homes, townhomes strictly for renting, right?
Yes.
So at the end of the day, yes, you can stop them from buying up all the properties, but they're just going to find other ways to get it done, right? And then if people can't afford it, it doesn't matter if the properties are there or not. If the people can't afford it, it's not gonna get rented or bought. So it's definitely an affordability issue more than an inventory issue at this point.
Yeah. I know about 15 years ago when I lived in Virginia, I found that developers were doing that. They were
Mm-hmm.
basically building houses, single family
hmm
houses to rent,
Yep. hmm
so you can find you instead of getting an apartment, you can
hmm
move into a brand new house, the same rent, just the
Yep.
fact that, it's a house, your privacy, et cetera,
Yes.
et cetera. So that's
Yes.
been going on for a while. I guess it's
hmm
just now going to really be hitting this area.
Right.
It's still a
Right.
pool area.
Yes.
And one more thing I want to ask before we end, USDA,
hmm
do you sell any homes in rural areas? Is that a good market?
It is. It is a good market for USDA. And rural areas, like, we would think that rural areas are like far out in the country. A lot of times we kind of still live in rural areas, like down the street would be a rural area, so it is a good market to get into because one, you got a lot of land and then USDA have the 100% financing, so you don't have to have down payment, and the credit requirements are a little bit lower too. So there are definitely benefits of using the USDA loan program.
So basically, they still have the same programs or incentives that they had before
hmm
2025.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know if that had gone away.
Mm-mm.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
Well, Miss Marsha, we're going to do this again.
definitely,
So,
definitely.
yes, we'll do it again. So, you take care.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And I guess we'll get together after you've sold another 10 houses because she sells all the houses.
Yes,
Okay.
I have a couple in the pipeline ready to close now.
I know you are. I should be so lucky. That's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you again, and we'll
You're
see you soon.
welcome. Thank you.
And if anyone have any questions, please put in the comments, and we'll try and get Marsha to answer them. I'm sure she will. Thank you.